What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Single Guy FAQ. I am Lloyd, your single guy, and the question today is, does size really matter? And yes, when I'm talking about size, I'm talking about your dick. So the short answer to this question is yes, but not really, not enough for you to really care about. When surveyed, women said that the size of a guy's dick mattered about as much, it mattered less than the model of car they drive. So that should be enough information for you, but I'm still going to give you more. In another survey that was taken, women said that a penis that was bigger than 7 inches, 2% of the surveyed women said that they would prefer a penis that was bigger than 7 inches. And then 2% also said they would like a penis that was less than 5 inches. So the average penis is about between 5 to 7 inches. That's measured when fully erect and from the top of the base to the top of the dick. Don't be cheating, you guys, by doing it the other way. But basically, 98% of women preferred it within the mean of 5 to 7 inches, which is what most guys are. So if you're around then, you really don't have to worry about anything, man. You're totally fine. Women care about a lot more things other than the size of your dick. It's really low. There was one study that, and I kind of question the study, but it's there, and I can see why they would say it. It said that studies for girth, which is like the, this thing, how wide your dick is, they said that women in maybe like short-term hookups, like a one-night stand or something, might prefer someone with a slightly wider dick, but slightly preferred. They didn't really define how much that was. And from personal experience, if a girl's going to sleep with you, she's going to sleep with you. If for a one-night stand or whatever, it's not going to be dependent on how big your dick is. Usually, this is if I've gotten out and a girl's being a bitch to me, and she's like, and I bring up like going home, she's like, well, how big's your dick? And I'm like, I don't know, how big's your mouth? I'll usually say something like that, because if a girl's saying that shit to you, she's just talking shit. She's just being a bitch, and sometimes that can be a little test she gives you sometimes. So I wouldn't let that derail you or whatever. Sometimes I like to joke about how small my dick is. My dick is so small you can barely even see it. That way, when she sees my average length, average girth, proportional to my body, dick, she's probably pleasantly surprised. In that regard. So look, if you're really worried, and you've maybe gotten complaints, women shouldn't be saying that shit to you unless they're trying to get in your head, or if you come off as very arrogant, they might be saying that stuff to you. They usually won't pick on you if you're a good guy and they like you. But if you really feel like it's a thing or a problem in your life, then look, satisfying a woman, your dick size really isn't that much of a factor when it comes to sex. I mean, it is a factor. Like, if she can't feel it, like, I've heard women say this about other men. This is in really, extreme circumstances. But I think it's only 1/3 or maybe 2 out of the 3. In my experience, it's about half. About half the women I sleep with can come from vaginal stimulation, maybe a little bit more once you get used to the person. But all of them have the ability to come from going down on a girl. I think it's 2 out of the 3. There's only been a few that I've slept with consistently that weren't able to come from me going down on them. But it was definitely a higher ratio that more were able to come from oral stimulation, manual stimulation, whatever. And if she's masturbating herself, that's the way she's getting off to it, and probably the way she's most used to. So if you want to get good at that, there's a couple books that I've recommended. I have She Comes First by Ian Kerner. I've read a little bit of that book, and it basically tells you like kind of what you should do, what kind of foreplay is necessary to satisfy them in that area. And this is important shit, man. I mean, like, if you think that you're going to rely on your dick size, whether you're blessed down south or whatever, that's going to be enough. It's really not. And from my own personal experience, I'll tell you this short story before I finish. So I was in this like kind of orgy that happened about a couple years ago. It was with these 3 super hot chicks. They were all pretty fit. And I was with this black guy. He's my friend, who shall remain nameless for this episode. But so we're all getting naked, and I pull out. I'm like ready to go. This is gonna happen. And he takes off his pants, and he pulls out this fucking hammer on the table. And this thing had to be, dude, it had to be 10 inches. It was fucking, like, it was ginormous. So I see this, and I'm like already like self-conscious, like, oh my God, there's no way my average white dick is going to be able to compete with this guy. But actually, while we were having sex, I was the only one to make him come from fucking. So if that's enough proof for you that having a big dick isn't everything, I don't know what is. Anyway, I got other stories that I'll share with you guys later on. But look, dude, if you're worried about your size, be worried about something else. There are plenty of ways to make up for it. And if you watch Game of Thrones, even not having a dick, you can satisfy women. So wouldn't worry about it too much. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this in the comments section below. If you have any more questions about this issue, I'll be answering a lot more questions about your dick. Not yours specifically, but dicks in general and how they apply to women. So tune in next week, or tune in tomorrow when I post a new video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Good luck out there.